Good morning. It's about 9:30, quarter to 10. We just had our first night at our summer-ish camp at Towford. It's been interesting. I think we just need to get reacclimatised to living rough. We arrived yesterday, we did some shopping, got down, cut grass, got tents up. Starting with the group tent, so the cook tent got put up. Yes, we've got a cook tent. We also checked our water supply problem because obviously we don't have flushing toilets. Our barrels hadn't filled up. They were about half full and they don't work really much past or beyond half full. They need to be like full for the toilets to fill up. I think they're not high enough. So we've ordered a 12 volt pressure actuated pump thing, which we might think might work. But it just needs a little bit of help. Obviously we can't really go much higher than that because we'll be above the level of the gutter. So, however, yesterday what we did was last night, we were a bit bored already. So we got in the van and got our water containers and some plastic bottles and went down to the river and filled up all of that and tipped them into the wheelie bin. And it filled up. That must have been about, I don't know, maybe 100 litres, maybe not even that, 75 litres of water. And no sooner had we done that, it started to rain torrentially and it filled up in about not even 5 minutes. It just filled up. And off the back of that we managed to refill all the containers that we were down at the river filling, just with the water coming out of it. So it's full now. The toilets are filling up, but to be honest the pressure isn't great because they're not high enough. So we need to work on that. Let me show you around the campsite and wake the young people up because they're still in bed. So we've got our army tent up. We've had this tent for years, and inside you can see we're all set up for. Got food over here. There are things that we've forgotten. Don't have any bacon trays. We've got the tiniest kettle. I forgot to bring a big kettle, so we probably need to go and get some stuff. We need sharp knives as well. It's been a while. So over here we've got food. Cool boxes, just food storage. It keeps the mice and beasties away. Then on this side we've got our cooking stuff. We've resurrected the old stove. Do you know, we bought this. It's a Scout thing. We bought this. It's got an oven. I mean, I think we used it once. Our old oven just gave up the ghost, so we bought this, and I don't think we ever used it. So it's brand new. Runs on propane. Really good. Heavy duty double burner. Got that. So we used that last night to cook. They had what did they have? They had fajitas. Anyway, so that's our cook tent. So it's pretty. Got our old school 1980s lawn chairs and haven't collapsed yet. And that's us here. It's a really good tent, the army tent. We bought it about 20 years ago and we were mocked for buying it 20 years ago. They said it was a waste. 450 quid and it's still going strong. Solid tent. Now that I've said that, there'll be a storm and it'll blow away. What can you do? Let's go down and have a look at the accommodation. 5-star. It's all 5-star. A bit further down the hill we have a range of tents pitched. So there's 2 Icelandics. Now I don't want anyone to look at this video and judge how lined up our tent pegs are or how straight our guy lines are. We're not that type of youth organisation. I was going to say Scouts, but we're not Scouts because it's Gosford Bay Outdoors. I think they're pitched quite well, given it's the first time they've pitched it. I mean, I've done it loads of times. I have no excuses. So anyway, so I'm in this tent and it's freezing. But I can't go in with the kids, obviously, that would be creepy. So I'm in here. I've got one of the old, what we used to call the old Forth Road Bridges camp beds. It's like an old army camp bed, so I've got that in there. It's quite comfy. Freezing last night, so I'll need to, and my air bed, my carry mat thing kept deflating. I think I didn't have the stopper in properly, so I've got another sleeping bag which I'm going to also use tonight because it was really cold. The younger crowd are in that tent and they're still in that tent, and then over here we've got quite a large frame tent. We bought it again a while ago for an international and we used it once, so I dug that out through the week and pitched it, and it's a bit mildewy, but William is in there somewhere. We've got more folk coming down midweek, so they'll go into there. We've got a couple of hike tents for if we need it, but there's like 3 pods in there and 2 of them are empty. and that's the campsite. So that's how we're doing things. And it's a wee bit grey. I don't know if it's going to rain. Oh, do you know it's going to rain? It's just inevitable. Not sure what the plans are. Depends on the weather. We do need to go out and get some wee bits and bobs of shopping. Do you know what else we don't have? Salt or sugar. That's how out of practice I am, but we'll get there. Dinner time-ish. Day 2 technically. And we're up at the tank again. We had that really heavy rain shower yesterday, and it rained solidly, heavily for about an hour. So we're just looking to see if it's made any difference at all. William is unscrewing the tank hatch. It's very exciting. It's not made any difference. I think we need to get some expert opinion on this. And it's not something that we're going to really be able to do until we've got a lease signed and we're a bit further on with that side of things. Which is a bit of a pain because it means we don't have water beyond our rainwater thing. Which isn't really working particularly well. We do have a pump coming for it, so hopefully that'll improve it. So they're just going in there. George! What? We have gone as far as we can go with the tank, the water tank up the hill there. Anything we do now will just cost money, so because we don't have a lease, we're not going to spend the money. So we're going to concentrate on perfecting our rainwater system here. Maybe we'll go to a full rainwater system down here, that might be better. So it's day 3 of the camp and we've just cleared one of the rooms of plaster. We weren't going to do it because it's a manky job, but we thought we'd do it anyway, just to get it out of the way. Our numbers have swelled by 1. We're supposed to be getting another, that's Henry there. We're supposed to be getting another 3 today as well, so and 1 more tomorrow. It's been an okay day today. We're burning wood down here. This is the lath, the plaster lath. So we've just been clearing that room and tidying up. It was too wet to strim because we were going to go down to the pond and strim there, the wildlife pond. We are also a bit concerned that if we do strim down there, there's so much wildlife. We might wait until September before we do most of the pond, but we would like to get the wood, the fallen trees out of the pond. I think we're going to do the other dorm tomorrow, since we've kind of started, and I'm clarty. I look like a ghost, look at my feet. We also used our storage slurf rubble chute thing, which is like this flexible canvas rubble suit. It's like 30 quid, which is really quite good value. It's 3 metres long, so it's just the right length. We just screwed it in, put a couple of screws in the windowsill, and we just shoveled the stuff into it. And it went right in into the wheelbarrow, and we've got it piled up over here, just over there. And yeah, so that's Stortschlurf, which is our new favourite word. Stortschlurf. They're not sponsoring this, by the way. I've already bought it, so you know. Henry, are you looking forward to camping?
I'm looking forward to camping. I've been looking forward to it all week.
Have you? Just all week?
Yeah, all month. Since I knew them.
Right, good
This
stuff.
video is sponsored by Kleenex.
Ooh, foamy. Good evening. This is us at the tail end of day 3 and the midges are quite bad. It's one of those sort of, it's not quite raining, it's just drizzle and it's a wee bit dreich. Hold on a wee second. There we go. You can see the full horror now. So we've had 2 nights under canvas and so far it's been fine. The first night was cold. I think I mentioned that already. We're now up to a full complement of people. I think we've got 1 more coming tomorrow. That'll take us up to 10 altogether. What have we done today? We have cleared the upstairs dorm closest to us. We had our Stortschlurf rubbish slide set up, and we're going to set it up again tomorrow on the further away dorm because we want to clear these 2 top rooms. It's really messy work, that plaster dust, and all we're doing is we're just taking it and we're just stacking it over there in that hole that we created. I think you can just kind of see it there, and eventually we'll get it into a skip and off site. We have had a second successful meal cooked by me. This is really surprising. That's not a boast, by the way, honest, I cannot cook. So I did a stir fry yesterday and it actually was edible. No one's died on the toilet, and that was like spaghetti bolognese, not spaghetti, it was like penny pasta bolognese, and again and the thing is, everyone had 2 helpings, and it was perfect. Anyway, I'm not going to tempt fate. That's the last meal that I'm cooking. They can do it from here on in. We've not done any strimming today, but we are going to go down to the pond, but it's been too wet. You can't really strim when it's wet, and also I'm a wee bit nervous about strimming down at the pond because it is loaded with wildlife. Even our shed, our lean-to building at the other side of the outdoor centre, they went to rescue 2 toads. They were Mr. and Mrs. Toad had kind of made their home under the door where the door closed, and if we'd closed that door they would have got squished. Goodbye, Mr. and Mrs. Toad. I forgot to say, so far no one has had to leave any unfortunate messages in the toilet. The toilets have always flushed. They don't fill very quickly, but they do fill. So yeah, no one's had any unfortunate toilet problems. They have flushed. And we've also got quite a lot of water stored when it's overflowed. So we're refilling it with the overflowed water. It's very glamorous down here, very glamorous. I was just saying to our YouTube audience that we've not had any unfortunate toilet not being able to flush instances as yet.
It'll be George if it happens though. Won't be George.
No, I always look. Sure. Yeah.
You're conscientious like that.
Yeah.
Day 4 of the abandoned outdoor centre renovation camp project. What to say about the camp, right? So the camp has settled down a wee bit. We're at a full complement of campers. We've got another one coming today at some point, but then more are going home tomorrow, and then a couple are coming on Friday for one final night. It has been wet overnight. I have been worried that tents leak, and that massive big frame tent we're using down there is a bit leaky. It's not ideal, but it is an old tent and possibly it might be rotten. The waterproofing might be away on it. So camp wise we're settled in. Work wise, because the weather's a bit changeable, we're in the building and we shouldn't really be doing anything in the building, but there's Henry there with a wheelbarrow of building refuse. What's happened is over the years the big gaps in the roof and the water's come through and it's soaked the plaster, and the plaster's coming off the ceiling and it's coming off the walls. A, it was a bit dangerous, and B, it would, whether we do it and for the renovation or someone else does, you know, if we have to step away for whatever reason, it needs to be done. Okay, so we just did it, and also it was a safety measure. The plaster was falling off the ceilings and walls, lying on the floor against the wood, and it holds the water up against the wood, and it rots, and it just accelerates the general sort of decline of the building. So we're tidying that up, and we'll go upstairs in a minute, and you'll be able to see that. We have our storch slurf installed on the other window, and I'll go in and have a look at that. And that's what Henry was barrowing around, because it's going into the stuff in the room is going down the storch slurf chute, and then round the side. So let's go and have a look at that. Is it working?
Kind of. There's a bit of spillage, yeah. But apart from that, it's working.
Your storch slurper is a bit squint, but I don't think it matters.
I mean, like,
it'll do.
90% of the stuff is going in, so it's fine. No, it's gonna mix the wheelbarrow. Oh, boy. Alright, there you go.
we're now finished upstairs. I mean, there's still more to do, but the main brunt of the tidying up has been done. All the plaster is out, and there's still wee bits of plaster on sections of wall that will need to be tidied up, but for the most part, when that's the main brunt of it out, which is, it was such a rotten job, really, such a manky job. So, but we've done it, and now we're going to the swimming pool to ruin their filtration system. We'll have a shower first. We will.